In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright, of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright, of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.
Hello, everyone. How are you today? Yeah, Tom, it's about to be on and popping. Now, the good part is, I don't know if this is a good or bad part, like, don't take it personally, anyone, but he's not gay. It turns out he's not gay. I actually accused him of being gay. I was like, oh my God, he's so gay. Well, the lawsuit kind of proves that he's not gay, right? What I'm getting confused about is, what was that thing he said about Michelle? Does anybody remember that? There was Michelle. That's my Michelle. He took an incident and turned it into a t-shirt and found a way to make money off of it. Does anybody remember that? By the way, look at me. I wash my hair. I'm going to admit something. I'm going to admit something, and I don't even know why I'm admitting this, but this is the God's honest truth. I did not wash my hair for 2 months, and I don't know why. I'm way cleaner than that, I think. I kept wanting to go to the hairdresser to get it detoxed, but my hair really didn't need detoxing, first of all. But I was getting it to be detoxed. And then, so I just refused to do it because I need to get it detoxed, but I was also going to get it like dyed, detox, and retwist it, right? But then there's this Rastafarian guy that kind of like flirted with me. And then I was like, he was like, oh, I didn't know that your hair was locked. I don't really think he was flirting with me. I think in my mind he was, because I'm crazy, right? He's like, I didn't know your hair was locked. And I said, it's been locked since before I came here. I came here with it locked. And then I said, do they look nice? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. Because if a Rasta man tells you your hair looks nice, then like your hair looks nice. Even though I don't always believe Rasta people have the best. Okay, so story time. There's always story time with me. So this is none of my business. Okay, so down where I work, the young lady and that follows me around. I hate to say it that way, but that's just the God's honest truth. She had a guy flirting with her. I get so confused because, okay, so she had a guy flirting with her. And then it turned into another guy. Oh, she went out on a date with that guy. It turned into another guy that flirted with her. And so she was like, do you think he's cute? Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I think he's cute, And then for some reason, we saw him without his headdress. And he had no hair from here to there, but he had a full head of locks, which did not make him look attractive anymore. And we were both like, so that's disappointing. And then one of the older gentlemen who has a head full of locks, where I work, took his off. And what we figured out, he takes it off when he's like inebriated, like heavily inebriated. So he took his off. And I don't know if this is a representation, but I'm not sure Rastafarians are like taking care of their hair. I don't know. I can't, like, I'm too vain not to take care of my hair. And I need men to be more vain. I need them to worry about their looks. And maybe that's not stateside. Maybe that's more here. I don't know. But any case, I said to my neighbor, I was like, do they look good? And he's like, yeah. I was like, okay. Yeah, I always had locks. Take care of my locks. Anywho, I'm done with story time. That was a quick story time. Y'all know I'm always going to have a good story. Did anybody enjoy this morning's story with the Catholic Church? That was a good story. And that was a first time confession with the priest. I never confessed before, but the Pope died. So now I can tell the truth. Okay, so I'll give you one more story time, right? I might have told you all this story in terms of like waiting until somebody dies. So my brother we had always been suspicious that he was hurting his children for CPS money, right? And so, but we couldn't prove it. Nobody could prove it. And so one had cerebral palsy, the other one had this, the other, like all the kids except for the first one, right? But each one came with some weird disability in a few months. So when the last one came along, which I'm not even sure is the last one, Darren, if you're out there watching and you're Teddy's son, please contact me because you should be grown by now. Darren is the one that had cerebral palsy, and I have healing hands, right? And I know I have healing hands, right? And so we had a party, and my brother brought the baby, and his legs were like all crippled up like this. So I said, oh, can I hold the baby? He's like, sure. So I held the baby, and what comes out of me is this like ridiculous heat. It's crazy, like heat. Okay, so I held the baby, and I kept like pushing its leg down. And I kept whispering in his ear. And I said, you're going to walk. I take the other leg. And I'm like, you're going to walk. And the room was crowded with people. And I was walking around the room, holding the baby and pushing the leg, telling the legs, telling the cells in the body, you're going to walk. You're going to walk. You're going to walk. The boy, the baby, he must have been like 2, like passes out on me. So when what I thought was done, which by the way, I had healing hands, but I didn't know how to like manage it, right? So I give the baby back to my brother, and my brother goes, he fell asleep? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, he never sleeps. And I was like, oh, interesting. In any case, my dad dies. And we had one limo in Staten Island picking up everybody, right? And so we get to my brother's house, and my brother's the type of brother, he doesn't visit us. So the kids would be like 25 before we ever saw him again, right? And so this little boy comes running out, and he comes running to the car without his parents. And he comes running to the car, and he looks into the car, and he goes, what's your name? And he looks at my sister, and my sister says her name. And he goes, huh. And then my brother's girlfriend, I don't think she was married yet to him, he was like, what's your name? And she tells him her name. And he goes, huh. And he finally gets to me, and he goes, what's your name? And I said, Tracy. And he goes, hi. And he gets in, he sits next to me, and I don't know who the fuck this kid is, right? Because I hadn't seen him in like 2 years. So finally, he was like, and just talking to me, right? And so I go to my sister, and she goes, Darren. And I looked at the little boy, and I said, you're Darren? And he goes, I'm Darren. I said, Darren, you're walking? Yeah, I'm walking. So cute. So cute. And he knew it, like somewhere in the ether, like he knew that it was me, even though he didn't say it was you. But there was this thing between us, and it was like, oh my God, you're the one. I'm like, oh my God, you can walk, right? In any case, cut to my brother has yet another kid, right? And this time around, I went to the hospital. The minute the baby came out, I went to the hospital, and I said, I said to my mom, I said, I'm going to see if something's wrong with this baby, because it shows from birth. If there's going to be something wrong, something is going to show from birth. Sometimes it's slow moving and it doesn't catch up, but there's always something. There's something in the eyes. There's something in the way they tilt their head. It's weird little subtle things, even though some people may have an autistic event at 2, but there's always something subtle there that gets missed because everybody's so excited about the baby, right? So I go to the hospital. I assess the baby. None of my business, right? None of this is none of my business. I assess the baby. And I said to my brother, I said, this one is fine. I said, you should have no trouble with this one. This one is not going to come out with the condition, right? 2 months later, the baby comes out with the condition. And my mom calls me crying. She's in tears. And she goes, Tracy, something's wrong with this baby. I said, what's wrong, Mom? And she's like, another one turned out special needs. Now, special needs, the only person in my family that is special needs, we're all crazy, but the only one in my family that's special needs is my sister, Tony. Special needs doesn't run in a family. Autism doesn't run in a family. Although I know that you can have an autistic child and it not be in a family. Like, I get that. I'm just saying the multiple in one family is unusual, right? So I said, huh. So sorry to hear that, Mom. Wow. So my heart broke because in our hearts of hearts, the family has always been saying this boy, my brother, was doing something to his children. So rather than speculate anymore and talk about it, because that seems stupid to me. It seems stupid that we're all in the family going blah 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 blah. We suspect that my brother's doing something. I figured, why don't somebody just call CPS? Let them evaluate all the children, the brother, the wife. If this turns out to be a medical DNA condition, like let's get the testing to figure this out. But we're not going to figure it out because the way these children were being diagnosed, it's like they were okay. It's like they were going to different doctors. That was sign number one. When a child gets diagnosed, there's like when my son was born, he was followed by his pediatrician from the time he came out the womb up until he was in his first grade. So the record had been for 5 years, and that's kind of normal. And then sometimes you switch over because you moved, or you might want to find a better pediatrician. I'm not really sure. I think we moved to Staten Island by then. And so maybe that's why things changed, because his doctor was in Manhattan. This is what I'm thinking, right? But my brother kept switching doctors. And that's a bad sign, right? So every doctor doesn't have the history. And they used to say back in the day, oh, let me pull the records, but the records never got pulled. So every doctor didn't know the other doctor's opinion or notes or anything like that. So I called CPS, and it turned out to be a scandal. And CPS had a rule that they never give names, which is fine, right? I was down for that. So now everybody's calling me. You called CPS. You said you were going to. My mom was furious with me. I'm like, woman, you were just crying to me. You were just crying to me. And now there's a problem, right? Oh, I didn't put story time up. I thought I put story time up. And now there's a problem, right? So then my aunt calls me. And she was the one I trusted even over my mother, right? And she goes, did you call CPS? And I said, no, I did not. I did not. I never confessed to calling CPS until my mom and dad had passed. I don't know why I had this rule in my head. I couldn't confess to it. I just said, when they pass, if anybody asks, which is a key thing with me, I'm not going to lie, but sometimes the trick is ask, right? I said, if anybody asks, then I will tell them. So my mom had already passed. Me and my aunt were talking, and she goes, I swear to God, you would have called. You never called? And I said, I did call. She says, what? And I said, yeah, I did call. And she goes, but you said you didn't. I was like, I know. My mother was alive. But now she's passed. Now I can tell the truth. So I'm telling you this story because something triggered me this morning to tell the truth about my priest event. Do you think I can sue the church? I was assaulted. I was violated. Do you think I can sue the church? I bet you I can. You're supposed to be part of a long time, but they closed the case now. Any case. So when the priest died, I was like, oh, I'm telling everything, but I don't know what registered me. All right. Anywho, Shannon's not gay. Hope you're feeling better. Oh yeah. No. I'm feeling much better. I had conch soup, and I'll never have conch soup again from the person I got conch soup from. I like conch, but I kind of like it more in a stew. Anyhow, so how are you doing? Hi, Latanya Iliam. Hi, Infinite. I tell the best stories. I literally said to myself, Tracy has the best stories. In my mind, even as things are going down in real time, I'm like, I can't wait to tell this story. Oh my God. Hi, Incognito. Hi, Cherie Love. Hi, Colton. So, sister, how are you? He just slipped and said something gay on his show over the weekend. I think he's bi. Tracy, you're never wrong. Wait, send me something, Charm. Always send me something. That's my Michelle. Right. So, what? I don't remember what happened with that, my Michelle. I did a video on it, and we're going to play that video right now because I told y'all in that video that I'm going to play right now, a woman was coming to the table and was going to file a case against him. I literally told y'all, celebrities, I could save y'all a mint. Now, I am charging $10,000 per celebrity, but I could save y'all a mint. Some of this doesn't have to go to the table. If you knew something was coming down by the way I'm giving the reading, and you know who it is, call that person, tell them, shut the fuck up, and let's agree to this. I will pay you off because now he is missing $100 million podcast deal, and he wants to be like Joe Rogan. But you know what Joe Rogan did? Joe Rogan called Tony BUZZBE. See, y'all, the black man be making mistakes. They get us every single time. Y'all don't see that? Y'all don't see when we about to get successful, a lawsuit comes out? I'm just saying. I'm just saying, child. Y'all be like, Let me see what everybody's saying. Your gift is the truth. Hey, Walker. Thank you. Oh, at what point? Do you remember at what point? He said something about being gay. Lord. Let me see how long this is. Oh, Shannon Sharpe accidentally says, what? This is my confession. Oh my God, Shannon. Shannon Sharpe misspeaks about dating younger men on social media. Oh, Shannon. Listen, in this day and age, it's completely okay to be bi. It's okay. I wish, again, celebrities, Real Housewives of Atlanta, you crazy girls, get your readings. See, I try to teach y'all, but ain't nobody trying to listen to me. If I do a reading on you, I cannot. No, if I do a personal reading on you, it costs you $10,000. But don't put 10,000. It has to be $9,999.99. Don't give me 10,000. $9,999. I think I put in 90 cents. It doesn't really matter. Just don't give me 10,000, right? Okay, listen to me very carefully, though. If the celebrity gets a reading with me, I'm not a gossip. I'm not a blogger. There's a difference. When I post PREDICTEDIT, it's because you guys don't pay for the readings. If you pay for a reading, I will never do a psychic reading on you. And I'll prove it. But look at the people that I don't do readings on ever. Mm, 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 mm. Charm, you getting prepared to be famous. That's why. That's the price of a celebrity reading. And if y'all would just get celebrity readings, y'all wouldn't fuck up so much. All right. Shannon Sharpe misspeaks about dating younger men. Because I would have said to you, Shannon, guys are very accepting. Black people are very accepting of bi. Just say you're bi, dude. And everybody's going to go, oh, well, everybody's bi. But when you hide it and hide it and hide it, like you look like a jackass. Okay, hold on a second. NFL legend turned media king Shannon Sharpe is trending again. This is April 21st, which is today. But this time it's not about football, fitness, or that viral club Shay Shay interview. Nope. This week, Uncle Shannon, by the way, I hate the word uncle. I hate the word, because when I hear uncle, I hear pedo. You don't? Oh. Stirred up a new wave of speculation after a curious comment on his podcast had fans doing a double take and then hitting rewind. Am I going to play it? During a recent episode, Shannon casually said he had dated younger men, and the internet immediately lost its mind. Oh, Shannon. Have mercy, Lord. Okay, I think I can play it. Hold on. I need a new Bluetooth.
Power on. Pairing. Connected.
When Unc said he want to date younger men, they killed me. What they said, what the women, what? Yeah, what I said, I want to date younger women. What I said? Oh, when I want to date, when I want to date younger women, what they say, Ocho? Right. Oh, I'm a creep. Oh, what they call that? What they call that when a man like I'm grooming. That's the term they use with me. Yeah. Grooming. We got it. One more time. Let's run it back. But hold on. But what they say about when Unc said he want to date younger men, they killed me. What they said, what the women's what? Yeah, what I said, I want to date younger women. What I said? Oh, when I want to date, when I want to date younger women, what they say, Ocho? Oh, I'm a creep. Oh, what they call that? What they call that when a man like? Stop it right there. Pro babies, are you with me?
That was a whole slip of the tongue. And if you could see the video, he got so nervous. No one caught it. So if he would have just kept going, no one caught it. He caught it himself, and then he got nervous. Oh, my Lord. My Lord. We are in the age of Aquarius. We are in the age of revelations. All this shit is coming down the pike. Lord, reveal yourself. Okay. I don't care. Shannon, I don't care if you're gay. Shannon, I don't care if you're bi. I don't care if you're straight. Now, whether or not you abuse people, well, that I care about. And I don't care if it's a male or a female. Predicted it. Now I got a poster predicted it about this. Oh my God, he really did let that slip. He did. I always say the less you speak, the less trouble you're in. Right. Most men in the entertainment business are entertainment industry and sports are by. Yeah, why do you think they call it Hollyweird? And the sports industry, like, have you gone to any of those parties? I have not. Let's get that out there right now. I have not. And I'm going to be honest with you. When my son was in the entertainment business, at least, but then quiet on set was a nightmare. I didn't go to parties when he was in the business. I just liked being home. I was like, you're like, Tracy, do you want to go? I'm like, is it a restaurant where I could eat and enjoy myself? Or am I just going to somebody's house to gossip? Like, I couldn't understand it. So I never went to parties when my son was in the business, ever. I'm trying to think, did I once go to parties? No, I was so antisocial. I don't know why. And the mothers hated me for it, but whatever. All right, child, most men like to dabble, I swear. You know what I find? Most men like to dabble. Most women like to dabble. Like, nowadays, does it matter? Do you think, Noel? Does any of it matter? So I just wish people could just come out and be like free. I sometimes, once in a while, sleep with men. Why is that such a bad thing? I wish y'all could be free. I was just talking to this with someone else today, and I said the same thing. I was like, I don't care. I don't care. Be you, be whatever you need to be. And I don't care. Do you guys really care in 2025? Do you? No. That's why if you just, why is this my shirt is, if you give yourself the freedom to say, this is me, God, imagine a wonderful life you could be living. Imagine. Anywho. Yes, most people like to dabble. Doesn't matter. We should be over it. Right. The richer they are, the more their desire grows. You think it has a lot to do with money? Or does it have a lot to do with grooming? Right? Because the rich people have the money. So they'll be like, hey, I'm throwing a party tonight. You're invited. And then you see things that you don't want to see. All right. By the way, I hadn't washed my hair in 2 months. I washed my hair and it's so soft and it feels like yarn. Because it turns out I didn't need a detox. I just needed to wash it. It is so soft. Jesus Christ. All right. People are fluid. Sake, do I need to hear this? Now, doing anything with cousins is not a thing of mine. That's, we're crossing boundaries now, right? I'm talking about whether you like men, whether you like women, whether you like both, whether you like one, two, I don't care. I don't want to get into the cousin detail because now we're getting raunchy. That's Tracy after dark. And I don't dabble in that pool of cousins. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Oh, that's a predicted it. What in the R. Kelly? What in the R. Kelly? What Infinite? Why'd you bring up Michael? What? Every time, I definitely see the pattern. Every time Beyonce releases an album, tour, or movie, the old rumor mill kicks up. Your gift is the truth. Thank you, A. Walker. What rumor mill? Oh, the last time you ate conch, you got food allergies? Oh, shit. The SS headline is horrible. Hope it's not true. What SS headline? Jala, are you okay? I'm going to have to do a mental check on you, Jala. Are you okay? What is SS? I don't get it. Oh, Shannon Sharpe. Oh, no, it's true. It's true. You know how I know it's true? Because I said it was going to happen. See, once I say it and then it comes out, the shit is true. Because how do I know? How do you know? They're going to know. They're not going to know. They're going to know. If Tracy said it, it's the truth. I'll play it for you. Although I think I lost my spot. Is this the one? No. Yeah, this is the one. But something is going to get compromised. Let me go back a few minutes. The problem is that you won't see it right away. That's the problem. Oh, let me go back. You won't see it right. A few minutes. Wait. I'm going to play it from here. I think eventually they could take him away from where he's at and actually give him something else. And he's going to promote it as a good thing. But something is going to get compromised. The problem is that you won't see it right away. That's the problem. You won't see it right away. So here's the way I'm getting it. No, he will not be, his career will not be hit right away. You'll see the hit in about 9 months. They actually might take him from the job that he has now and give him, including more money, a different type of anchorship, right? That's the podcast, right? And he might do an anchorship with a woman because a woman is involved somehow. And this is not Michelle. I believe part of the trick is going to be, let's give to him to then take from him. The bottom line, guys, Illuminati, is that every company has a morals clause. Every company. Right. So they don't have to do anything right now, but they could pounce on this when they're ready. And when they're ready, they will pounce on it. And then he will begin to feel the effects, but it won't happen until about 9 months from now or this time next September. Oh, yes, children and grandchildren. Oh, good. Thank you. I didn't know that. Oh, why did Skip get fired? Ultimately, you know, if it's not 9 months, I always have to be careful. This could show up in 9 weeks. All right. I feel a woman is going to be at the helm of this change in his status and his career. I think the thing that concerns me is that he does have a morals clause. And they wouldn't even keep, who's that little girl? Didn't she work for CNN? I mean, ESPN, I can't remember her name. Blondish hair. And she got fired for nothing except like protesting. I don't remember her name. And I know her so well, but I can't remember her name today. She wound up taking on her own show. another basketball host on ESPN had escapade on live and was fired. Yeah. You know, I kind of changed it from 9 months to 9 weeks. I honestly think that if they don't fire him, then people can come back to ESPN and sue them. Jamil Hill. I love the way y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. And I gave you 0 clues. Yes, Jamil. Didn't she work on ESPN? Didn't she get fired just for speaking and protesting? Mm-hmm. So how does he get to have live sex? And Infinite says another basketball host on ESPN did the same thing on live, and he was fired. So somebody said, you know, his partner at ESPN got fired. Skip. So how is ESPN going to keep him? They did. I think for right now, I don't know anything about Sports World. Neither do I. I think for right now, he stays. See? He did. Mm-hmm. I think ultimately, he's going to feel like crap. And there's a woman here. I don't know if she's going to file a complaint or something. And it's a complaint that ESPN has to respond to. There you go. Because me personally, I don't know if I can work with someone that could be so stupid and perform online. I don't know if I could do that. I think it taints my look. I think it taints CNN if they don't do something. So I think ultimately the full card is showing up. This is the full card. This is time. Also remember, for 2024, this card represents time is up. And again, a woman is at the helm with this. Are there no female executives that think that they could look at him ever after this? I don't know why I don't see him going down in the abyss, though. I'll tell you what, if anything comes out of this, he could wind up marrying a woman. Because I was calling him gay. The love for him in the public eye will be waning. He could wind up getting married because of this. That's how it's going to backfire, because he does not want to be married to a woman. He could wind up getting married. This is marriage. This is marriage. This is coupled off. This is engagement. Oh, okay, that's a future predicted in it. Oh my God. So I think I called him gay in a video, and then I said a woman's going to come to the table. That now I remember, that's my Michelle. So here's why he is going down. Here's why, Charm. That motherfucker thought it was okay. Remember, now I remember, what was he doing? He was literally showing a live video of having sex with a woman, kind of pretended to put the phone in an awkward place. I remember, and then denied it, and then admitted it, and then put out t-shirts that said, "That's my Michelle." And CNN kept him. And I said on here, I think he's going to stay. CNN kept him after embarrassing a woman like that. Oh, I hope That's My Michelle sued him. I don't care if that wasn't her real name. At some point, you all got to stop with the Jane Does, because at some point you need to be like, my name is this, and he did this to me. Like, at some point, y'all have to confront these people. Now, the Jane Doe legally, I'm not a legal analyst, but I know that the Jane Doe usage is to protect the person if somebody wants to silence someone. So I know why the Jane Doe is being used. And then in this case, this bastard, in this current case, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she presented the lawsuit as Jane Doe. He told her real name. Did you guys know that? He told her real name. Let me see what she looks like, because that name rang a bell for me. I feel like I know her myself. I'm not going to mention her name because she ain't coming after me. Fuck that. I'm not in the business of embarrassing people. He brought out her name. Let me see images. Let me see if I can get her face though. Oh well. There's a lot of these with this name, so I'm just trying to see which one is associated with Shannon Sharpe, but I'm not getting it, so it is what it is. So sad. What a little bitch he is. He's a little bitch. So he can then counter says something and then puts her name. First, it's That's My Michelle, and then he literally puts out her name. But we're not going to mention her name because I don't care. No. Oh my God. No, up goes no cousins. Please. Please, no cousins. All right. Let's look at some videos. And I did not watch all of these videos, so let's just watch them all together. There's this one girl here. I like her. She does a really good deep dive. So hopefully I can get hers first. Actually, let me take her out. Let me put the others through, and then I'll play hers right now. She does a really good deep dive. All right. Now let's take you guys out and let's put hers in. Oh my God, I saw the prettiest clouds today. Let me guys. My neighbor told me these are what's called cirrus clouds. But let me show you. So smart. One of my neighbors, very intelligent. Let me show you the cirrus clouds first. Oh shit, it's not going through. Damn, why not? Why aren't you going through? Oh. Oh man, it's not going through. Let me see. Oh, all files. Can I do it? Can you open? Nope. All right, fuck it. I'll show you guys in the morning show tomorrow. Okay, let's play this one video. She does really good deep dives. I love her. I don't know her name, but I do love her.
crazy, so let's get into it. And this lawsuit that was just filed against Shannon Sharpe included information about another lawsuit that was filed a whole year ago that I didn't even know about, and I also went and found some information on that, and the whole thing is pretty crazy. And this other lawsuit that is referenced in this lawsuit has to do with a woman, Michelle, that used to work for SPN and used to interview Shannon Sharpe. This Michelle is not Instagram Michelle that we all heard. This Michelle even adds the restraining order that she had on Shannon Sharpe back in 2010. Now Shannon Sharpe has came out and denied these allegations. He has named the Jane Doe and said that he believes that she has a video recording of these encounters, but it's highly edited. Shannon Sharpe is being sued by a Jane Doe who is claiming that she was in her early 20s while she was in a 2-year relationship with Shannon Sharpe. She said that she met Shannon Sharpe at the gym because Shannon Sharpe was watching her while she was doing workouts, and then eventually he would approach her and introduce himself. She claims after that initial meetup, Shannon Sharpe would continue to come up to her when she was at the gym and would text and call her phone a lot, wanting to meet up with her. She finally agreed to meet Shannon Sharpe outside of the gym, but Shannon Sharpe wanted her to sign an NDA, and she said that he was persistent about this, but she kept refusing because she wasn't comfortable with it. And then she said eventually he dropped the dispute of her signing an NDA and invited her to his home. When she got to Shannon Sharpe's house, he would open the door for her and not say a word, and then turn around and walk up the stairs, and she was confused, standing there looking around, so she ended up walking in and following him. She claims that she would follow Shannon Sharpe to his bedroom, and he's still not saying a word, and he just points to the bed and then walks into the bathroom and closes the door, and she sits down on the bed. 5 minutes later, Shannon Sharpe comes out of the bathroom, and he's still not saying a word, and he shuts off the lights and lays down. She said that she was really uncomfortable because he wasn't saying anything, so she just laid down as well, and there was complete silence for about 10 minutes. And she alleges that he placed his hands on her neck and told her, "I always knew I was going to have physical relations with you." She said that they would get into these physical acts, and then she noticed that Shannon Sharpe was allegedly recording her. She said at this point this was their first encounter, and she didn't say anything because she was nervous and scared because she didn't know what he was going to say. And she also claims this wasn't the only time that Shannon Sharpe was allegedly recording their physical encounters. She said at one time she caught Shannon Sharpe on FaceTime with his childhood friend Bucket when they were engaging in physical relations. She said by this point she had courage enough to tell Shannon Sharpe to stop, and when she would do this, he would allegedly get aggressive and angry and put her back in her place. She then claimed for the next year and a half she would go to Shannon Sharpe's house 4 times a week, and Shannon Sharpe started to treat her like an object. He would try to control her emotionally, physically, and psychologically, and that he demanded complete control of her time and body, expecting her to be at his house on schedule, at his command, and whenever he called. She said during the whole time of their relationship, this alleged verbal abuse never stopped, and she said one time she specifically remembers him yelling at her while there was a firearm visible in his room. During this time specifically, she began to be terrified. She says she tried to share her location with her friends on her iPhone, but Shannon Sharpe allegedly saw her doing this, and this is the moment he realized what she was doing, and he grabbed her by the neck and told her, "If you ever do this again, I will off you." She alleged that this rage and aggression would continue to escalate to the point where sometimes her friends began to fear for her safety. One time she was on the phone with her friends, and they could hear Shannon Sharpe yelling at her over the phone, and they would ask her if she was safe and if she was okay. She says that in the summer of 2024, her and Shannon Sharpe each moved to Las Vegas for their own reason, and Shannon Sharpe liked to say that she followed him to Vegas, but that was a lie. She alleged that Shannon Sharpe kept insisting that she sign an NDA, and she refused again and again, and he kept persisting. But after enough resistance, he let it go once again and continued seeing her multiple times a week. Then said in September of 2024, Shannon Sharpe humiliated her when he live streamed himself having relationships with another woman on Instagram. She said that her feelings were hurt by this because Shannon Sharpe allegedly would always reassure her that they were exclusively in a relationship during the time. He said at this point she was also fearful that she was going to get a transmitted disease. Her finding out that Shannon Sharpe was intimate with other women had her pulling away from him, and she stopped answering his phone calls and stopped telling him where she was when he demanded to know. She claims her trying to get away from Shannon Sharpe upset him more, that he began flooding her phone with phone calls demanding to know where she was at. She alleges that he called relentlessly, multiple times per hour. She claims that this harassment became so unbearable that she frequently began leaving Nevada, determined to cut off all communication, resist his efforts to control her, and attempt to reclaim some of the control in her life. But she claims the whole time Shannon Sharpe would not accept her independence or freedom. And in October of 2024, just after she returned from Europe, Shannon Sharpe's behavior became more angry, aggressive, now violent. She claims that once she returned from Europe, she was working at a gym and Shannon Sharpe aggressively approached her. She said that she could tell by his look and the way he moved quickly towards her that he was furious for her ignoring him. And she claims when he got closer, he approached her and said, "Sit down or I'm going to off you." She would say, "I don't want to talk to you, you cheated on me." And his response was allegedly dismissive and controlling as usual, saying, "You don't have a choice." She claims that Shannon Sharpe would demand that they talk in private again, and she said that she told him no. She made it clear that she didn't want to talk to him, be alone with him, or want him coming to her home. He is claiming that Shannon Sharpe didn't care and he never took no for an answer, and he forced her under threat to get in his car and go to her home. She claims that once they got to her apartment, she tried to keep the conversation in the living room, but Shannon Sharpe allegedly refused, and he demanded that they go to the bedroom. He says that she said no, and Shannon Sharpe allegedly didn't listen, nor did he care. She said that once they were in the bedroom, Shannon Sharpe allegedly grabbed her from behind and forcefully positioned her to perform. She claims that he held her in place and then forced her to begin performing on him. He began to get even angrier and said that "You disrespected me so much. I'm going to punish this back door. I'm going to make it so no man will want you again." She said at this point she was crying and sobbing and tears were streaming down her face. Claims that as she was being essayed, Shannon Sharpe would allegedly say, "Turn around and look at me," and then Shannon Sharpe grabbed her head, forcing her to look at him as she was sobbing, and he said, "Look at this, look at my arms, I've got chills, that's how good this is." She then alleged that Shannon Sharpe would force himself on her once again and essay her, despite that she was sobbing in agony as this happened. And in this Jane Doe's lawsuit, she references another lawsuit that was filed against Shannon Sharpe in 2024, and she says that the allegations are very similar to hers. This woman that filed a lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe in 2024 has a lot of documents and pictures and more attached to her lawsuit as well. This lawsuit was filed by a woman named Michelle Evans against Shannon Sharpe on July 31st of 2024. She is suing Shannon Sharpe for defamation, slander of a woman, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligent infliction of emotional distress. And she's trying to sue Shannon Sharpe because she is alleging that Shannon Sharpe defamed her when talking about an incident during their relationship in 2010. This woman, Michelle Evans, is claiming in 2010 her and Shannon Sharpe engaged in an intimate relationship. He is claiming that they had a dispute because Shannon Sharpe was basically with another woman when they were in this relationship. He claimed that Shannon Sharpe still wanted to be physical with her, but she told him no because he was with somebody else as well during that time. He claims even though she objected that Shannon Sharpe allegedly forcefully subdued her, compelling her to her knees and engaging in non-consensual oral. She claims that despite telling him no, that he persisted with these physical relations. She claims that during this non-consensual physical activity that Shannon Sharpe would tell her that he was going to make it where no other man would want her. She then claims that she was threatened by Shannon Sharpe, saying if she attempted to disclose what happened between them, he would use everyone he knew to destroy her. And back in 2010, she did file a restraining order against Shannon Sharpe, and here is the restraining order, and this is one of the many documents that she included in her lawsuit. Remind you, she's not suing Shannon Sharpe for the essay, but she's suing him because she is saying that he gave remarks about this on Undisputed. She is claiming that on Undisputed that he said that she was basically lying about what she said back in 2010. And she also includes articles of when Shannon Sharpe allegedly left CBS because of her restraining order that she filed. She also alleged that Shannon Sharpe has had a history of threats, and she includes this article where Shannon Sharpe was charged with a misdemeanor battery for removing the mother of his kids from his home. And she also has a lot of pictures from her old cell phone back during the time she was in this relationship with Shannon Sharpe. But all of this is pretty crazy. Y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
Is anybody confused? Is anybody somewhat confused? I don't know, Juanita. What else are you asking though? Because there's two women involved, right? Or was it the one woman was named Michelle, or the second woman was named Michelle? Because I'm confused. I might have to revisit that one again because I'm so confused. Let's look at the other ones. Is anybody else confused? It's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm confused about? I have to tell you. Women, maybe I could help you. If you go to a man's house and he doesn't say hello, but opens the door and walks away from you, walk the other way. If he doesn't say, come in, my apartment is upstairs, like, you're in trouble no matter what. No matter what, you're in trouble at the opening of the door and he says nothing. And he leads you straight to the bedroom. Now, were you at his house for a date? What did you think it was? And then and then he went to the bathroom to what? Like, he went to the bathroom and closed the door. To me, that would be another exit plan. Like, even if I was ignorant enough to go up the stairs and follow him into this bedroom, first of all, a bitch gotta eat. That's the first thing. I'm not having sex until somebody feeds me. Let's just start there. I'm not having sex until we have a conversation. There was no conversation? Like, I'm confused. Y'all gotta help me out here. Because I'm being devil's advocate. It's one thing, you guys know I'm a girl's girl. But stupidity is stupidity. And from jump, the lawsuit admits that she went to his house. He opened the door. He just turned around. She didn't know what to do, so she just followed him straight into the bedroom, not saying anything because he went straight to the bathroom. But I would be asking myself, what the fuck am I doing in your bedroom? Where is the living room? Show me the kitchen. I need a hamburger right now, right? But I'm a foodie, right? So I don't think sex first, right? Everybody drives himself crazy over sex. I wish you all would stop, right? For me, food is sex. So we're going to start there. And it's going to start at dinner. And I'm not a McDonald's type of girl. No, 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 no. I'm also many dinners type of girl, right? The wee wouldn't come out until, I don't even know. I don't even have a time frame because I need dinner. I need to eat. I need to see how you act in public, right? I don't need performance in the bedroom. I can figure that shit out. You're either good or not good. There's no in between. I've never even heard, well, he's mediocre. I usually hear amazing sex, Tracy, or he wasn't even that good, girl. So I understand a moment in time, but a dinner will last forever. Good conversation, you can't buy that. And as dumb as Shannon Sharpe talks, I already know he moves with his penis. It ain't happening. All right, tell me what y'all are thinking, because I'm confused. Maybe they are SW. I don't know what SW is. Yes, very confusing. Why are they going to his house if he's so aggressive towards them in text messages? This is common sense. Hi, Cookie Monster. I love your name. Common sense. Please, God, do y'all have daughters? Listen, I never raised a daughter, but I raised a son. And I made sure he understood the motions that create a problem in relationships. Don't pull that shit out. All right. Right, because she mentioned trying to get away. She kept saying how she was trying to get away. Hope the gym does have footage of him forcing her in the car. So she filed a suit saying he lied on Undisputed. Got it. All right. It's a lot. She had a paper trail. So I'm confused because I think there were two women involved, or she found information about another woman, and she said she found information about another woman named Michelle, I think, which I don't believe is the same Michelle for the t-shirt. I don't think. But this Michelle filed her case in 2010. And so my question then becomes, and hear me out, guys, because you know I'm a girl's girl, but I don't like liars. That's the pet peeve. That's the caveat, lying. So then she said she found the case and it had similar details. I'm asking, did she find the case and then file similar details? Two different things going on here. I think the way it started, it's turning into that maybe she was stalking. Child, Hollywood's going to keep Tony BUZZBE in business. Escort vibes. Oh, escort. Oh, that because he didn't have to talk to her. If he's paying for it, he didn't have to talk to her. Escort vibes. That makes sense. Because you don't listen, I've never hired a prostitute. But if you hire a prostitute, some people hire a prostitute to have conversations. And some people do not want to hear from them. Let's get this over with. It's not even like nasty. It's like, there's a job, I paid for it, do it. Oh, I am, Many Moons. I am. I'm actually going to look to see if the girl is lying now. I've never done that. Y'all know I'm a girl's girl. But something's not right. Oh, I get all the videos out. Let me get to the rest of the videos. This is taking way too... We're already an hour in? Lord have mercy. Let me see. I played that one. Let me see. Is this one?
Shannon Sharpe is shaking, and he just got awarded a $100 million contract. Now he's being sued by an ex-lover for $50 million. According to her, Jane Doe, she was essayed by him in 2024 and 2025. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So we're going to read this, but I'm going to give you the gist of my research. So Jane Doe was in her 20s and Shannon Sharpe was in his 50s when they started this relationship. She said that it was consensual at first, but then it became violent, overbearing. And the way that it's described in the Tony BUZZBE reports, mind you, Tony BUZZBE is one of her lawyers. It's described that basically he would be like, you need to be here on time. When I call you, you always need to be available for what I need you to do. And sometimes he would have fits of violent rage and she would still have to have intercourse with him, allegedly. Okay. So let us read this excerpt. The woman is seeking $50 million in damages. And when she met Sharpe at a Los Angeles gym in 2023, she was 19. Okay. Well, see, 19. and alleges in the lawsuit that Sharpe, who is currently 56 years old, assaulted her twice, once in October 2024 and again in January 2025. This is her quote. Sharpe flew into fits of anger when the plaintiff, oh, this is the lawyer's quote. Sharpe flew into fits of anger when the plaintiff noted his infidelity to their relationship or called him out about his extraneous activities. Okay, hold that thought. So she said what led to the alleged assaulting, is that recording of the Michelle where he tossed his phone on the bed. He had to come out and apologize because everybody heard him in intercourse with this lady, right? So the continued quote, what had once been a manipulation, control, and intimidation now became something far more dangerous and sinister. Sharpe even figured out how to get into Jane Doe's apartment complex without her permission, because at one point in their relationship, she did move closer to him. Okay. The woman says that Sharpe became violent over the course of the relationship and threatened to unalive her during one incident and recorded their encounters without her consent. So there's a lot there. Now, what people aren't feeling are the buzzword, and the buzzword is BUZZBE, okay? Ever since that Jay-Z case where that special needs young lady whose father did not agree to the places that Tony BUZZBE said her whereabouts were to get assaulted by Jay-Z and Diddy, he's been looked at over the glasses with a side eye. But he has won a case against that Deshaun Watson man, that NFL player that was assaulting his massage techs, the one that Gilly Aeneas, the one that she's about to get married to. He beat that case against them, and then his football team had to pay those young ladies, okay? So he's lost some, he's won some. He's the place or the lawyer to get right now when people want to do a celebrity, when they want to sue a celebrity or an athlete, or both, okay? Now, Shannon Sharpe just recently received a $100 million contract from his agency, really the company that he works under. The podcast conglomerate that Club Shay Shay is filmed under is called The Volume, and it's owned by Colin Coward, pictured above. Now, there's a lot of heavy hitters on this, empire of podcasts. You got Humble Baddies, that's Sherelle Rosado. Draymond Green has a podcast. They also host Bubba Dub Show and Rory and Mal. They do Nightcap with Shannon and Chad Ochocinco. So, they've got it to give him over $100 million actually. And it's, kind of obvious that now the people are going to come out and try to get a piece of that 100 mil. Now, in this situation, I'm sure that Shannon's lawyers will be able to come out and, do something about it. But this lady is calling for abuse, rape, all sorts of stuff. But when I really read, it could have been a situation of they just had a really bad relationship. It was a younger girl, an older man. He was controlling and wanted things a certain way. Because when I was watching Storm Monroe today on YouTube, shout out to Storm Monroe, he was actually talking about how Shannon Sharpe has certain rules. Women can't use the bathroom in his house. They can't walk around naked in his house. I mean, he runs a tight ship over there for the women that come in and out of Shannon Sharpe's life and his bedroom. So we're going to see how it plays out in court. If it's not settled and even makes it to court, we shall see. And we're going to keep you updated right here.
Y'all got to stop giving TMZ so much credit. You could have knocked TMZ out that picture. Y'all got to stop, because TMZ hates black people, but I can't convince black people of that. So fuck everybody. 15.9. Is this? Did I just play this?
Sharpe is shaking, and he just got awarded a $100 million contract. Now he's being sued by an ex-lover for $50 million. According to her, Jane Doe, she was essayed by him in...
Listen to me. Listen to me real good. If something has really happened to you, and you've really been assaulted, and you feel the need that you have to file a civil suit, do not go to this man on the left, Tony BUZZBE. Because if you go to this man on the left, Tony BUZZBE, automatically people are going to think you're a liar. you're a scammer, you're a cheat, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to believe you. Not after what Tony BUZZBE did or tried to do to Jay-Z. Find you another lawyer. There's plenty of them out there that's willing to take your case, if, of course, it's legit.
Sued for $50 million in a lawsuit that accuses him of a number of things. And I read the 14-page complaint, so let me tell you exactly what Jane Doe is alleging Shannon Sharpe did. Now, the lawsuit was filed by attorney Tony BUZZBE, who we know well, on behalf of his Jane Doe client. The suit says that Jane Doe met Shannon Sharpe at a gym in LA in early 2023 when she was 19 and Shannon Sharpe was in his 50s. Sharpe aggressively pursued her and she eventually gave him her number. But before the two of them even hang out, he apparently tries to get her to sign an NDA. She refuses to sign it, so he eventually stopped asking and invited her over. Jane Doe agrees to go over, and according to the complaint, the very first night was disturbing and unsettling. The suit says he opens the door and without saying a word, just walks upstairs. She follows him, he goes into his bedroom, and then points at the bed. He goes to the bathroom and then comes out, cuts out the lights, and then lays in the bed. Jane Doe says she didn't know what to do, so she just lays in the bed with him, and then the two of them lay there for 10 minutes silently. And then after those 10 minutes, things started happening. The suit claims that at one point, Jane Doe realized that Shannon Sharpe was recording their encounter without her knowledge or her consent. And then the following day, Jane Doe comes back to Shannon Sharpe's house, but she gets there about 5 minutes after the time he told her to arrive. And so she says when she gets inside, he begins yelling at her, accusing her of disrespecting him and wasting his time. He then allegedly grabs her by her neck and then begins engaging with her. But this time he apparently tells her that he's going to end her life. And so, according to Jane Doe, this was the kickoff to the almost 2-year relationship that the two of them had, filled with control, physical, emotional, and psychological abuse. She notes that he once yelled at her while there was a firearm in the room, and because she was scared, she began sharing her location with her friends. But when Shannon Sharpe saw her sharing her location, he allegedly grabbed her by the neck and told her that if she did that again, he would end her life. The lawsuit says that in 2024, Shannon Sharpe and Jane Doe both moved to Vegas, but it notes that Shannon Sharpe apparently likes to claim that Jane Doe followed him to Las Vegas, but she says that's a lie and she went to Las Vegas for her own reasons. Okay, girl. The suit says in September of 2024, when Shannon Sharpe did that infamous live stream,
That's my Michelle.
Jane Doe began to pull away from him because her name ain't Michelle, and she thought the two of them were in an exclusive relationship, but clearly not. About a month later, in October of 2024, Jane Doe says that she was working out at the gym when Shannon Sharpe aggressively approached her. He comes over and tells her to sit down or he's going to end her life. Jane Doe's refusing to speak with him, and so he then allegedly forced her into his car, took her back to her apartment, and then without consent, engaged with her while she was crying and telling him to stop. The suit specifically says that Shannon Sharpe told her, quote, "I'm going to punish this. I'm going to make it so no man will want you again." A few months after this, in January of 2025, the lawsuit says that Shannon Sharpe told Jane Doe that he wanted to see her and that he had a combined Christmas and birthday gift to give to her because he previously promised her one. So she allows him to come over, and when he did, the suit says that he undressed, and again, despite her screaming and resisting him, he engaged with her without her consent. And so she's suing him for assault and battery and emotional distress. And she's asking for $50 million. As of now, Shannon Sharpe has not responded to the lawsuit, and like always, these are allegations that have to be proven in court. It's also worth noting that this lawsuit references another Shannon Sharpe lawsuit that was apparently filed in New York last year and has similar claims, but I haven't read that lawsuit, so I can't speak to it. So we will see how this one plays out. Ciao. All right, make sure you're following me on TikTok because I'm almost at 1 million, and subscribe to me on YouTube because I'm trying to hit 100,000, and join my Patreon if you want access to the full doc from this lawsuit or any other docs that I have. Okay, bye.
Her name is Nodo. Oh, she's a lawyer, but I'm not. Oh, wait, it says, Noel, I'm messing this up. I'm not a lawyer, but, oh, that's a cute name. I'm not a lawyer, but. So follow her on YouTube, follow her wherever. Okay. Is that my last one? Let me see. Hey, Money. That might be my last one for today.
What the hell, LeBron James? What the hell, Lakers in 5? Man, somebody go get Skip, Stephen A. Cause let me find out you unk for real. You know that creeping uncle? Also, this is all alleged. Nothing confirmed to be true, nothing like that. But if it is true, and I hope it ain't, but if it is, I know for a fact you ain't aged a day past 18 in the brain. Cause laying in the bed beside each other in the dark, not saying nothing, not doing nothing for 10 minutes until you get to going is very much virgin first timer coding. Also, before y'all get the victim blame, because I know how y'all like to get talking about, so why she go back after the first time if it was upsetting or unsettling? Listen, the man got money. She might think he got power and influence. I don't know. What 19-year-old you know that's all there for real? I ain't never met one, and I was like, you know what? Very smart, very mature for your age. They all about stupid. So, yeah, were mistakes made on her part? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's not, gloss over that. And will this make it harder for real victims if this does turn out to be fake? Absolutely. So let's just pump the brakes. Let's wait till more information, more evidence comes out, because at this point, I'm blown away.
Wow. All right. I hate to say this, Shannon Sharpe, aka Nasty Man. Let's see if she's telling the truth. Like, could parts of this be true? Yes. Could it have gotten to the point where he was very aggressive and it was painful for her? Yes. But did the suit come out after the Michelle event? Because something feels uncomfortable about that. That she wasn't really mad until the Michelle event? Was she still seeing him up to that point? I mean, help me out, guys. Are you feeling this at all? Who believes her? And again, I'm a girl's girl. I don't like liars. That's a problem for me. Please, God, talk to me. Talk to me about Jane Doe. Please allow me to see anything and everything that you would like for me to see. Jane Doe is your child. She is your love. She is your beloved. Please, Father God, authorize me to see and say what you would like for me to say and see. I love you, God. I love you, Jesus. In your name, I pray. Amen. Amen. Ashe. What is that light beam with the sword in Star Wars? What's that called? This is weird. Who returns to their rapist and enters into relationship with them? But no, I don't think it was rape in the beginning. Remember, she said she volunteered, went up to the bedroom. You know, he came back out. He turned off the lights. And then 10 minutes, and then they were in action. I don't think it was rape in the beginning. Lightsaber. That's what I saw. I saw a lightsaber. Does anybody know the meaning of that? Oh, it's okay. I'll figure it out. I would have figured it out. Google would have figured it out. Just got a headache. This is exactly what I saw when I was praying. That's exactly what I saw. Oh, not exactly, but pretty much. Oh, okay. Fictional energy sword wielded by Jedi and Sith Knights. I saw a white one. They are not wands, which is typically associated with magic, but rather weapons of force and power. Lightsabers are closely tied to the force, mystical energy field that Jedi and Sith wielded. Different colors of lightsabers, such as blue, green, red, and yellow, I probably saw yellow then, can signify different aspects of a user's personality. Lightsabers are the signature weapons who use the light side of the force, who embrace, Jedi uses the light side, and Sith who embraces the dark side. Sword of truth and justice, some truth and some lies. I have a headache, guys. All right. So the lightsaber you all believe that I saw is half truths. Is that what you're telling me? Coupled with some exaggerated lies. Do you think it's revenge for that Michelle girl showing up? I think it's revenge, guys. But we'll look at the cards. Let's lower the stage. I get an offer here. An offer, a job or an offer. So I feel like she might have asked him for a job, or needs a job, or needs money, right? I get the Fool card. Now, Fool always means gay. Always. It always means gay to me. I hear that Shannon slept with women. I hear that. I'm wondering if he was like violent with women, but gentle with men. What do you guys think? Violent with women, but gentle with men. Things that make you go, All right. I don't want to label him, but I think he's definitely more gay than he is bi. I get the Lovers. I think this lawsuit came out because of that Michelle video. I think she has been trying to shop this around to different lawyers. I think money is tight with her. I think she asked him for a job. I think she was friends with him right up until the lawsuit. I think she needed money. I also think I think she was in love with him. I know I'm sounding crazy, guys, but I think she was in love with him. I think she wasn't treated well, but it doesn't mean she wasn't in love with him. Guys, I think it's coming down to her needing money. It's not about the $50 million. It's about maybe her being hired as his assistant, or somewhere in his empire she should be hired. Guys, I think she tried to get pregnant first, and it didn't work. She couldn't get pregnant. Did anybody know anything about a pregnancy or an abortion? I think she tried to get pregnant first, and I think she was unsuccessful. And I think it would have been easy money to get pregnant first. And I think she's been, yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is jackpot. I think it came down to nothing else worked like trying to get pregnant. Then finally saying, I just really need a job. And I think she needed a job for like 100,000. Like she wanted good money because she wanted to look good out there in the street. I think he had a consideration of doing that, but I also think he's the type of person that would dangle uh, a job like that over somebody's head for sex. I think a lot of that might have been on the table. I also feel like she might have been degraded while she was waiting for him to offer a job. I think that these are the things that hasn't been named in the lawsuit. Um, Most people like this do talk though. So there must have been somebody that she talked to where she's like, oh, he's going to give me a job. So I hope he finds that person. Um, this fire has been brewing for the last 2 years. I think she fell in love with him, and then I think she hated him simultaneously. All right. Or after a while, like just 100% hated him. I think that Shannon is gay. I'm sticking to that. I think who he sleeps with, if they're female, is to prove a point, not necessarily that he is. It's like the man that gets married, the pastor that gets married, but then they go on conventions and all the male pastors sleep together. That's what this feels like. Like you date women so that people could see you in public. That's what this feels like. You know, in a weird kind of way, she got victory by the judgment that she filed against him. You know, there might be other men out there that might have a similar story about her level of crazy. Shannon, I think you could win this case. I think you're going to have to find who else she has dated. Listen, Shannon, I think you're a violent, ignorant, stupid little bitch. I really do. I think you're entitled. I think you don't like women, but you use women to your advantage. I think the 10 minutes when the lights were out is because you had to work yourself into sleeping with the woman. And I think that's your problem. And I think when you said, I'm going to bust it out from the back, that's your enjoyment. That's why you're going to bust it out, because that's where you're the happiest. Did I tell you I don't do anal sex? Mm-mm. I don't like it. I don't like anal sex. All right. Yeah, she tried to get pregnant, guys. She tried to get money via pregnancy. There's a woman here that knows more of the story about this girl. She was always going to file a lawsuit. Always. She was always going to file a lawsuit. But is it going to ruin him? Yes. This ruins you, Shannon. Yes. I think the $100 million deal is off the table. I think you're definitely going to have to prove the level of crazy inside of her. You're going to have to prove it. But, you know, you fucked around, and now it's kind of like, how do you unprove it at this point? Um, where are these tapes? And how did she know she was being taped? Where are these tapes? How did she, okay. So, look, her mind is jumbled. She's not okay. I'm surprised he couldn't tell her that. And she's completely comfortable with her name being out there. She's actually very happy about that. She's looking for an offer. She wants an offer. So I think, Shannon, you're going to have to fight BUZZBE tooth and nail, just like Jay-Z did. And I think you're going to have to figure out, I'm also wondering if she's an alcoholic. I feel like she has multiple personalities. And I'm wondering if it's associated with drinking. Yeah, I don't trust her. I don't trust her. I think she's been thinking about this for a while. And I think it comes down to finances. Now, is this a headache for you, Shannon? Yeah, and it should be, right? Because you haven't been the nicest of persons. Like, how do you have someone that you're having like sex with and your phone was on? Like, you're a terrible person. And I think terrible people are starting to get their karma. That's what I think. And you do have a little bit of P. Diddy in you. So I feel like there were conversations in old boys club on how to handle women. And women, I think y'all just let men do this to you. I really do. I think enough already with this amount of ugly. Like, none of this has to be, right? Starting with, you should have never gone up those stairs. Running back down the stairs was job one. The little girl that follows me around at the store that I work at told me a story about a cafe and about a woman there who was trapped. She was trapped, apparently. I don't know the story. She met the woman, I think, but I don't know if she was still trapped. I don't remember the story fully. But what I do remember is that the woman came from Canada, or he petitioned her to Canada. And when he petitioned her, and she got here on the island, that's when things got ugly. And that happens. In domestic violence, there is an immigration violence that happens. This is true. In terms of like knowing that these type of things happen. I can't say whether or not the story is true because I got a third party. But I remember the girl saying, I'm going to go visit the store. And I said, why? And I don't remember what she said after that, but I can tell you what I said to her. And I said, the girl from Canada wanted to be saved from something, voluntarily came here, and now is telling you a story that, one, she escaped from. And if this story is remotely true, remotely, why is she telling you? Why isn't she filing a complaint? Now, is she not filing a complaint because she's way past her immigrant status? But it turns out, I don't know how the Virgin Island does it, but if you're caught, by the way, if you need to know this, if you're caught in a domestic violence situation and you're an immigrant, It's a gateway to get U.S. citizenship. Now, I don't know if the islands are a little different because sometimes territories, we belong to the U.S. and sometimes we don't belong to the U.S. So it's weird. But what bothered me is I'm going to go to the cabin. I was like, why? So I remember saying, don't do that. Stay out of that. Like, what makes you think that he petitioned a girl to come? So he's looking for somebody very, very ignorant. But you're going to go there to do what? To start trouble? To see? Because you want to support some crazy girl that gave you some crazy story? Like, are you all crazy? Stop it. Stop. Do not go down there. Leave that man alone. I think the girl escaped, if I remember the story. If she escaped, give her her blessings, but don't start no shit. It is her job to have had said something. Not for you to go to the store and then be like, oh, I got a case too. What are you, just looking for cases? You don't do that. This kind of reminds me of that. Right, Carmen Sage? Don't stir the pot. Oh, yeah, no. I'm a domestic violence counselor. I'm not saying it so you all could do it, but I'm saying it's a gateway to your citizenship. But you have to report it. So if you're willing to report it, file a police report, go through all the steps, and there's a lot of steps, right? To prove your case, there's a lot of steps. It's not enough to just say, I'm in a domestic violence situation. You have to prove yourself. And that means there's got to be markings. That means you can't necessarily delay at reporting it. Right? It all has to be in real time for the police to say, we're going to find you safety. We're going to put you in a shelter. We're going to do this for you. We're going to give you resources. Like, you just can't just say someone da-da-da-da, boom, 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 because you all of a sudden, which is what I get here, you don't like the person anymore, or you got upset because my finger, every year I peel in this town. Oh, every year. Or you got upset because of some Michelle video. That's my Michelle. Like, it sounds like a little bit of revenge. Am I the crazy one? Let me see what you guys are saying. Right. Why are they going to house if he's a known aggressor? Yeah, that's the other thing. Notice he's not coming to your house. He's not knocking on your door. Like, he's literally telling you, come to my house. And you're literally saying, okay, knowing how aggressive he is. Like, what are you doing, people? Yes, very confusing. Maybe they are. I don't know what SW means. Sounds like trouble. Oh, Hollywood. Oh, I did all of this. Hold on. SW is escorting. It's big business. Oh, yeah, I think it sounds like SW too then. Yeah, this is weird. Who returns to their rapist and then enters a relationship with them? Lightsaber. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we got all of that. Okay, you just want to correct yourself. No problem, Noel. Some truth. So lightsaber means some truth, some lies. This is the year they said everyone is falling apart. And they're proving it, especially Black folks. Does anybody notice that it's a Black thing more than anything? Does anybody notice? Black folks in entertainment are fucked up. You know why I think they're fucked up? Because they got caught in the Illuminati. They're all in the Illuminati. That's why. They're all caught up in a world that does not belong to them, Mercedes. Do you know what I mean? They are all being convinced that this is the right way to do things. Force yourself, be aggressive, nothing will ever come back to you. You know, choose vulnerable women, blah, 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 blah. That's why I hate being vulnerable. I will never be vulnerable. Me, I'm going to cuss a nigga out. I'm going to be like, who am I going up your stairs for? Or I won't say anything and I will be ghost. He would turn around from the top of the stairs and my ass would be gone in a taxi. Taxi! And what's the part reason it forced her in the car? Where? Notice she didn't say oh, I thought I dropped the card. Notice she didn't say he forced me in a car in the middle of 54th Street, or he forced me in a car in a garage, because a garage would have cameras. Oh my God. Are we listening to the details that are coming out of these little tiny things? And then he forced me in a car. How? Did he grab your hair? Did he pick you up and he threw you in a car? Please, I need more details. Oh my God. Everybody wants to be a Cassie. Feel is revenge. You feel it's revenge because old girl not letting the money she once got for her service. Y'all still calling her a service girl. Y'all are insisting she is a service girl. All right. Probably violent with both. It was just reported that Shannon... Yeah, I know. We figured. Yeah. Okay. Now she can catch revenge. She wants half his contract money, like a wife. She loves trouble. Don't stir the pot. Her or the girl that I told you. She should have plotted on him. Many moons. Oh my God. Are you agreeing? So don't agree. It's not the should or shouldn't. I'm done. I cannot. Yep, I'm out. Walk the other way. Miss Sheena, I like Sheena's comment. He hired her for service. Everybody says she's service. She needs to put in a work. I can't with my people. Oh my God, I just cannot with my people. Y'all got jokes. Okay, bottom line is I'm not getting full on deception. That's not what I'm getting. I'm getting half truths or exaggerated lies. All right, guys, you guys are the best. Funniest shit ever. Hold on a second. Yeah, people say that all the time, Sean, but I don't believe that. I don't believe that people like this, first of all, we have to kind of believe her in the beginning, right? But I also don't believe that people like this make it bad for others. I think we are in modern technology. I think there's cameras when she got shoved into the car. If she would just say where, pull the fucking cameras. I think text messages can prove how aggressive he is. And if text messages prove how aggressive he is, well, then, yeah, then she should get something, right? I think that her openly admitting that her first encounter with him was consensual is a problem. However, again, domestic violence counselor, if at any point in a relationship, if she said no, then it becomes something else. Now, that brings me to another point. In the aggressive behavior that she stated from him, she never stated in the paperwork I said no. I also think this has something to do with Joe Rogan. I don't know why I believe that. I think Joe Rogan is at his top of his game, and I don't think he wants to lose the game. And I think Shannon has the ability to be the black version of him, but take the numbers away, right? Because blacks love blacks, right? I think this was a setup by the Illuminati. And I'm sticking to it. Nope. Nope. Many moons. There's no proof of that. She needs to show me where she went to the doctor. There's no proof. There's a statement, and then there's proof. Again, we're in 2025. She needs to say, I had to go to the doctor and get some pain meds or get sewn up. Something's not right here. Something's not right. What's role play, sweetie? Infinite says, yes, Tracy. Joe may have paid that girl. And the problem that I have with Shannon, that I've always told you this, he's stupid. And I can't use a better word. I wish I could be a better person. I can't. He's country bunkin' stupid. That has star quality, but doesn't know how to manage himself. So he has taken his star quality and he's running amok now, instead of understanding, much like LeBron James, understanding that, yeah, you're a star. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck this up. Role play in the bedroom for the video. But do we have a video? That's the other thing. She said, I found out he was recording me. Where's the video, sweetie? Like, there are things that are being said that doesn't make sense. I found out he was recording me, and there's a video? Do we have a video? Like, tell me more. Something ain't right, y'all. I believe he is being set up. I do believe that. And I think it has something to do with Joe Rogan. I'm gonna stick to that. But the Joe Rogan came after the cards were pulled. So I'm not saying that based on the cards, really. Okay? But I have to tell you, Shannon, you deserve all of this. You didn't know how to protect your physical body. You didn't know how to protect your assets. You led with your penis. And when you lead with your penis, good luck. Good luck. Some with the UK podcasters who did tours in the USA, they go to mediocre comedian named Andrew Schultz, who degrades black women. They align with Andrew. Now the podcast numbers decline. I don't know what that means. Joe Rogan is problematic. Oh, same with the UK. Same with UK. Podcasters who did tours in the US, they go to this mediocre comedian named Andrew Schultz, who degrades black women. They align with Andrew. Now the podcast numbers decline. Okay. Shannon, you deserve everything that you get. I'm sorry. I'm saving you. I'm literally saving you. I have no pity on you. I watched you be a dum-dum. I watch you not take care of yourself. I watch you put a video out for the world to see. The thing that upset me, even if the video was a mistake, when you put out a t-shirt to make money that said, "That's my Michelle," you deserve everything you're getting right now, because that's disgusting. Almost. Call me for your own personal reading. Please subscribe and like. I break my spiritual back doing these videos. Please subscribe and like, guys. I beg of you. Okay, that's as close as I'm going to get it. It's not that close, but. Oh, right side up. Damsel. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Upside down is seduction by romantic illusion. Understanding the nature of healthy romance. He doesn't understand healthy romances. Sad. Sad dude. Always beautiful, vulnerable, and in need of rescue significantly by a knight, must become empowered and learn to take care of yourself. Princess is associated with romance, not distress. Examine your young girl fantasies. Were you the arrival of your knight in shining armor, hoping to be rescued, disappointed that your expectations weren't met? Examine your young girl fantasies. And he did say that. He said he gets caught by his fantasies with young boys. Also, I think choosing young, I think if you're ignorant, who said 56-year-old teenager? So I think if you're stunted, then you would choose young. Because, a grown woman would have said, "Nigga, are you going to invite me in?" But a 19-year-old is like, "Oh, I guess I should just come in." But here's the thing, 19-year-olds grow up, and she plotted against you. Boom. Lord have mercy. Are you guys good? The Guy Dairy of CEO Podcaster Better. He moved to the US, now the UK. Joe is gunning for him. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Listen, guys. And celebrities. Call me for your own personal reading. Seriously, you can trust me. I don't like it when people say trust me, because I think it means you really can't trust them. But my rule is, if I do a reading on a celebrity, I can no longer do readings in public because the reading's tainted. I know too much intimate information, so please contact me if you want a reading with me. All right. Are you guys good? This was a good reading, I think. I love you guys. Take it easy. I had a question I was going to put out to y'all, though. Was it about an ebook? Guys, what's the best ebook site to use? Not Amazon. What's a best what's a good ebook site? Something that you went on, got it right away, wasn't that big of a deal. Or if you wrote an ebook, what's the best site? Let me know. Oh, celebrity readings are $9,999. That's on God. All right. Oh, I had a video I wanted to end with. Which one? I think I wanted to end with a video. You know what? We dissected this. I'm good. You good? I'm good. Good night. Good one night. Good one. Oh, thank you, John. Him and others needs to jump on it. Call her now. Call me now. I love you guys. Here's my information, celebrities, you crazy asses.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare. She can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracy after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracy Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracy Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.